Hey guys, it's XFreds here, and in today's video we are going to be ranking all of the skins from Forsaken AR, or from worst to best. Now I did do a video back then when, I believe when the Golden Freddy skin came out, and, you know, that was a replacement for Great Escape, but, with that said, I think I'm actually gonna do something interesting. I'm going to be making an updated version of not only the Forsaken AR tier list, but also include the original skins from the regular Fnaf AR. Now, since Fnaf AR is going to be dying in like a month from now, I thought this would be an interesting topic to discuss. And since Holiday Spirit Molten Freddy came out, we're actually going to be discussing the skins as they are now. Now, some opinions have changed. Like my opinion on some of the skins hasn't changed, but rather just the pure placement of the skins, because of the ones that I have changed. With that, with that said, if you all enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please give a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I do want to take a big shout out to the people that are. I'm gonna give a huge shout out for the people that made the footage I'm gonna be using. Brandon Monster, and then someone else that I will link in the description. With that said, guys, let's get started on the ranking. Coming in last place, and I think you already know why, we have Sunken Toy Bonnie. Now, if you watched my OG tier list video, you'll know that I absolutely despise this skin. But why exactly? Well, I mean, just look at it. It's disgusting. And the pearls, while it is a neat touch, it just looks very out of place compared to everything else about the skin. Now, the growth factor itself wasn't the problem, but rather of how much it was taken care of. Like, this skin just looks like a worse version of Boulder Toy Bonnie. Even Doggo himself said the exact same thing, and that guy was overly positive about FNAF AR, aside from the amount of skins that we've been getting. And I just don't find the skin appealing at all. There's literally no redeeming qualities about the skin. The overall idea of the skin just sounds boring and bland anyways, so why was the skin even created? And this came out after Darkwater Bear Endo, where not only had an awesome unique design, but it also had a unique workshop animation. This guy has the exact same workshop animation as regular Toy Bonnie, and this doesn't look like something that would come after Darkwater Bear Endo. It literally looks like it came first. And ignoring all the similarities to Boulder Toy Bonnie aside, it just doesn't look creepy, and it's just overly forgettable to me. Well, it's not the most forgettable skin, but it just feels so bland. So, yeah, coming at last place, we have Sunken Toy Bonnie. Moving on. Coming in second to last place, we have Scorchin' Chica. Now I won't say much on the skin, as I do think some of the issues are kind of the same issues I have with Sunken Toy Bonnie. However, the ugly and disgusting factor isn't really here with Scorchin' Chica, so it is the main reason why she is above Sunken Toy Bonnie. But aside from that, it's literally just Chica's regular model with the ever so slightest of fire effects. At least with Flaming Springtrap, you at least had an awesome animation, and the fire effects were actually very commendable. The Dead Cupcake is a nice touch too, but aside from that, there's literally nothing good about this skin. Like, it's literally just the regular Chica model, but literally molded and has fire. Like, I really don't understand the appeal of the skin. I don't get it at all. Let's just move on to the next one. Next up, we have Liberty Chica. Two Chica skins in a row. I wonder why. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, I really don't like what Illumix did to the Chica skins. In my opinion, they're some of the most blandest FNAF AR skins in the entire game. Liberty Chica doesn't suffer from an overly ugly design, but rather the overall concept of the Statue of Liberty. It just doesn't work with FNAF. It just does not work with FNAF at all. Like, ugh, like what kind of person looks up to the Statue of Liberty and goes, "Hey, I see that being in FNAF." No, it does not work, and just it just overall, and even then, while the design is still decent, it doesn't carry the fact that the skin is just stupid and it was just so unnecessary. Up next, we have Frost Plus Trap. And yeah, I would have placed this skin a lot lower if it weren't for the environment. The environment was actually pretty good, and it did carry on to Piranha Plus Trap with the very cool environment. Aside from that, this is the laziest skin to ever exist. It's literally just Plush Trap turned blue with icicles on his back, literally copying the idea from Frostbear. This is what we get after seeing amazing skins like Black Ice Frostbear, Arctic Blower, and Frostbite Balloon Boy. Yeah, get this trash out of here. Alright, heading into Forsaken AR territory, we have Infested Golden Freddy. Now, the reason why I do not like this skin is that, for one, it suffers from Sunken Toy Bonnie's issue that he just looks too much like Great Escape Golden Freddy. And yeah, again, I understand that was the intention, but still, I feel like it was unnecessary, and they could have made Golden Freddy his own actual skin instead of taking inspiration from Great Escape, which was one of the best skins, by the way. You really shouldn't have taken inspiration from that. And I talked to the Forsaken developers themselves, and even they said that this skin was their least favorite. Now I do think that this skin looks creepy, but it also looks ugly. Now now the creepy factor is what saves it from last place. Is unlike Sunken Toy Bonnie. Sunken Toy Bonnie didn't feel creepy at all. At least this skin actually has some sort of terror put into it. However, that said though, I still don't like the skin, and it just feels, to me, it just feels overly rushed. Up next we have Big Pat, the latest dev skin in the game at the moment. This is definitely the weakest dev skin we have so far. Big Pat's design doesn't look overly ugly or anything like that, but rather it just it just doesn't present anything memorable at all. Like, it's just a pink animatronic with a slightly different model compared to the others. That's literally it. It just looks like a worser version of Pig Patch. Now, I mean no disrespect to the developers when I criticize the dev skins, because believe it or not, there are some dev skins that I do like, and even when I don't like them, that doesn't mean I don't like the developer themselves. It's just the dev skin themselves I just don't like. Now again, if you were offended by this, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm just not a personal fan of the skin, and in my opinion, it could have been done way better, and it deserves so much better than this. Same problem I had with Big Pat. This is again just another forgettable skin with nothing to stick out. This time it just looks like a slightly worse version of Circus Baby. And also, how is this even a Ballora skin? How is this even a Ballora skin? Like, Big Pat was an Endo O2 skin, and this is a Ballora skin. Now Big Pat I don't mind because Endo O2 who could probably fit inside Big Pat, but Ballora's personality and model could not. Ballora's endoskeleton could not fit in that. That being said, though I do think there was a bit more effort put into this one just because of all the colors and certain model differences. But I just wish this was a Circus Baby dev skin. If this was a Circus Baby dev skin, then I had no problem. But since it's a Ballora dev skin, it just docks some points. That said, I don't hate this skin, but I still dislike it enough to put it around the low tier. Again, if you disagree with this placement, that's perfectly fine. And to the developer of the skin, don't take offense to this. I'm really sorry. Now, this is an opinion that I actually that changed quite a bit. Vendor Chica, the first half of the carnival event. While the skin is better than Scorching and Liberty Chica, it does feel inferior compared to the other Chica skins like Little Red and Chocolate Chica. I think the biggest problem I have with this skin is that it just feels so basic compared to all the others. The cotton candy, the cotton candy does replacing the cupcake is a nice touch, and it even scared my friend and gave him a nightmare. Guess what, friend? Guess what friend I'm talking about? But aside from that, once again, this is just another skin that's just overly forgettable, and in my opinion, it's just a bit bland. We're actually going into the more okay skins on this tier list, or ranking video, that's what I meant to say. This is unscripted, by the way. But yeah. Up next, we have Melted Chocolate Bonnie, released for the Hot Chocolate event in Fnaf AR. Now, when it comes to the design, I actually think Melted Chocolate Bonnie is actually pretty good in terms of its design. It is overly lazy, in terms of concept, like a reskinned version, a reskin of a reskin, and a melted version of Chocolate Bonnie. It is overly lazy on Illumix's part, and the whole workshop animation with Jackal Bonnie is just very sickening. I also don't like the bugs that released with on release. With that said, though, I do like the design of the skin. It's just the overall idea that just makes it overly lazy. However, because the skin's design is a lot better than a lot of the other skins, I think I'll let it pass. Alright, next up we have Scrap Metal Toy Bonnie. Now, this skin isn't bad. The skin isn't bad. It has some cool things going for it, like the wrench and the green glow effect, and as well as the sound effects. But in my opinion, while I do like the idea, the overall concept of this skin, I think it could have been executed a whole lot better. There's just not a whole lot of model changes going on with Scrap Metal Toy Bonnie, and I think it's a cool idea for the skin. Now, shockingly enough, this was actually one of my least favorite skins at one point. But later on, I learned to accept it and just take it as a decent skin. It's not it's not overly good, but again, it's just not bad. It's just that I kind of wish there was more model changes with the skin, and I do think that the skin has a little bit of missed potential, but it's not bad. Coming next we have Endo Plush, the latest plush draft skin as of right now. Oh, Plush Crow, you will be missed, but we'll discuss him later. I'm just not too much into Endo Plush. He was a cool character from FNAF World, and it's nice that he's in the game, but there's just not much to him. it's not like there's anything like wrong with the skin. Like the skin itself is pretty good, but it's just I've seen a lot of cooler things than this. So there's nothing wrong with it. I'm glad Endo Plush is in the game. It's just not going to top. It's just with a character like this, it's just not going to top. It's just not going to top much of what we've seen. I mean, well, except it does top some characters like Bella Chocolate Bonnie and Scrap Metal. But aside from that, it's an alright skin, but it just feels very underwhelming, I suppose. Up next, we have Celebrator Freddy. I mean, what else? What can I really say about this skin? It's just a skin from AU that got into Forsaken AR. It's cool, but again, it doesn't really stick out. When it comes to a lot of these skins, I just kind of feel like the skins themselves are pretty good, but like they don't stand a chance when it comes to a lot of the others. Like this one is simple but good, but it's just again, it just doesn't stick out that much in my opinion, of course. But yeah, that's really it. Up next, we have Firework Freddy, basically around the same levels as Celebrator Freddy. It's a pretty good skin, but it just doesn't stick out at all. It's basically just Freddy, but with some overalls and a firework. Nothing really else to it, but it's a nice silly skin, I suppose. There's nothing wrong with it. Like the skin itself is fine. It's just, it's not gonna steal the show or anything. It's just supposed to be a decent skin, which and all it needs to be. It just needs to be a simple, decent skin. Alright, here we got Mendo Bendo here. Kinda an X-Men reference. But yeah. Mendo, just another character from Fnaf World, which is alright. I don't really have that much to say on the skin. I like the workshop animation, the Fnaf World music in the background. It, he looks alright. It's just a blue endoskeleton that's supposed to replicate Mendo from Fnaf World. Which, again, it's good. It's perfectly fine. Like Firework Freddy and Celebrator Freddy. It's a simple, decent skin that doesn't have to be anything more. It's just not gonna take the top #1 spot. They're not wanting to. Which is fine. This is the skin that I changed opinions on probably the most. This skin, I used to love the hell out of it because it was more than just a simple skin compared to Celebrator Freddy and, Firework Freddy. And listen, I still think it's a pretty good skin, actually. Even with the new blue shirt change, I still prefer the green shirt, but the blue shirt doesn't really look half bad on him. I really do like this skin. I think the balloons are a nice touch with the lefty blue and green balloons. The teddy bear going on, the teddy bear on his shoulder, and the ping pong. All that are really nice stuff, and and it does offer more memorable vibes compared to Firework Freddy. Yeah, however, that said though, I still think there are better skins. But still, Winter Balloon Boy is still a pretty good skin, just not my favorite. Now, here's a skin that I used to feel nostalgic for, and not for a good way. Easter Bonnie actually for a little bit used to be my least favorite skin, but now I actually think he's pretty good. Much like Shamrock Freddy and Chocolate Bonnie, I think the simplicity actually works for his favor. For like Easter Bonnie has the egg mark on his stomach, and he has the Easter Bonnie, the Happy Easter sign on his ears. And the shade of white use is actually very well done. Now I'm still not gonna overrate them because of the skins that are gonna be coming after, but I still think Easter Bonnie is a good skin. Again, just outclassed, but very nostalgic, a very memorable and nostalgic skin though. All right, next up we have Freddy Plus. Much like Endo Plush, much like Endo Plush and Mendo, Freddy Plus is pretty cool considering that he's from another source of media and made it into Forsaken AR. But uh, but unlike those skins though, this was actually in the cancelled Fnaf Plus project by Fnaf. Now, I'm not going to mention Fnaf Plus too much here because it's an overly drama styled little discussion, so I'm not going to get into that. But regardless on what happened there, I think Freddy Plus is actually a pretty alright skin. Like, it's not bad, and like it's just that it just feels a bit outclassed from the others, but I don't mind if they make other skins like this. I just prefer skins like some of the future ones I'm gonna go over. Next up, we have the very first steampunk event skin, Clockwork Ballora. While I do think Clockwork Ballora is an inferior Arctic Ballora, again, the skin ain't bad. It's actually pretty damn good. Basically it has as the textures. It basically has like gear-like textures all around Ballora. It even has a gear as like a bound or whatever. And the gear on top of her is a nice touch, and overall, just the overall texture of the skin is actually quite nice. My only problem with the skin is that the color choice can be a bit questionable, and I think it's a little all over the place when it comes to colors. But aside from that, I still like the skin, and I think it's a solid B tier. When I first saw this skin, I had no idea what this was. But after looking at it, I can now see the resemblance. Bigfoot Lefty. What can I say? He's quite not bad. Now, I used to like him a lot more, but now he's just around the 6.5 out of 10 material, or maybe even 7. I don't know. Point is, not a bad skin. It's got some good details and all, and the roaring in the workshop animation is quite something. I do think the skin itself is once again outclassed, not by its simplicity, but rather the details being better on skins above him. With that with that said, though, I'm still a fan of the skin, and I think the skin gets a little too much hate. Next up, we have Big Bad Foxy. Much like Bigfoot Lefty, Big Bad Foxy, in my opinion, is quite the underrated skin, and the Forsaken developers actually really do like this skin. I also quite like him. Yeah, he's not as good as Little Red Chica, but he's still quite memorable, and I do really like the Grandma variant when you fight him in battle. And the modified workshop animation does look a bit smooth, and and the fur does look somewhat realistic. Again, the reason why it's this low is because while it is memorable, it's again outclassed, sadly. Yet another underrated skin incoming. Swamp Balloon Boy, yet another skin that I used to hate. Yet I like him. He is gross, but not in a bad way, like Sunken Toy Bonnie. And the sign saying rods is actually pretty cool. I like the balloon. I like the balloon, like with some of the flowers on him, and the creepy smile along with the hollow eyes is along with the overall texture. Overall, a very solid skin in my opinion. Oh boy, this is Brandon Monster's favorite skin right here. Now, even though I like this skin, I don't think it's the best skin because I'll be honest, it's just trash in the gang, just as Halloween fanfics. But with that said, though, like 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 the like Mr. Hugs turning into a bat, and then that being like I think that's an alien, I think, and then a scarecrow, I believe. Or well, I don't know what that is. Oh god, sorry. But anyways, pretty cool skin. Not bad, but just doesn't really. It is memorable, but it's not the best skin in my opinion because I think a lot of the other skins do a lot more than what this skin did. So sorry, Brandon. Up next, the ultimate Joker of Forsaken AR, the dog of Hollow, I think, and this is Doc Sunday. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Funny PNG, very cool to fight, but that's pretty much it. Next up, System Error Toy Bonnie. Now now this used to be one of my personal favorites, but now he's just good. Now, what really bums me out is that he doesn't have a new game mode. That's kind of why I place him lower than anticipated. But in spite of that, though, System Error is still a pretty good skin, and I do like the texturing around him, and the overall texturing is probably some of the best in the entire event. Not the best shot here, but I think it looks fine. Anyways, we have Radioactive Foxy. The start off of the Wasteland event. I just didn't think it was very good timing when Radioactive Foxy came in because we just had the Arcade Mayhem event skins where we just had the all glowish colors with VR Toy Freddy, High Score Toy Chica, and System Error Toy Bonnie. But Radioactive Foxy, with Radioactive Foxy, it just felt like very bad timing to kick off the Wasteland event because, it's a little bit of what we already had. Now, the double hook is a nice touch, and I think the overall green glow is very cool, and the radioactive symbol is very, very awesome. And it's a great skin, don't get me wrong, but overly outclassed once again. Especially by Toxic Springtrap. Toxic Springtrap wiped the floor with this dude. Alright. Up next we have Gizmo. Now, this was actually a replacement of another dev skin that we will get into, Red Bear. Now, Red Bear actually, I think it was one of the older dev skins. It was from Wolf, but this is Wolf's new dev skin, and I think it's pretty good. The concept of a dog dev skin was really cool, and we got Dog Sunday after that, and they actually made a full-on like dog modeled dev skin, which again, it's really cool. Well, and it kind of reminds me of Fetch, especially with the knife there. It kind of gives me some Fetch vibes from it when I look at Gizmo. But yeah, Gizmo, pretty cool skin, but not not my not my biggest cup of tea. But you know what? I'll take him. I'll take him. Okay, speaking of Red Bear, I actually feel really bad for him. He's actually up next on the ranking, by the way. But I feel really bad on Red Bear because last time I kind of, I kind of like I kind of was being harsh on Red Bear mainly because it was just a Red Freddy. But looking at it now, I really like the workshop animation, and they updated the textures before he was replaced by Gizmo, and it looks really, really nice, actually. And this changed my opinion on Red Bear a lot. So, I just feel really bad because Red Bear was actually a pretty good skin, and now he's gone. And I feel like I deserve a bit of the blame here because you know I was very harsh on Red Bear, and I just feel a bit bad about it. I just found this from a random short, by the way, just in case if you were wondering. Um, but yeah, um, just for a soft spot of Red Bear, for me, I'm gonna put Red Bear. I'm gonna put Red Bear above Gizmo, just for that reason alone. Next up, we have Broiler Baby, a skin that's actually pretty well detailed. I like all the smoke. I quite like the smoke all over Circus Baby. It actually makes her look a bit more creepy, and the fire in her molten endoskeleton looks really cool. The oven there is really awesome as well. And the shovel is really cool. Again, just a really cool skin. And that's on, but again, just barely outclassed. Still, it's still a banger though. It's still a banger. Little Red Chica, one of the better Chica skins, if I do say so myself. It's just a really neat looking skin, despite the fact that it stole the Scourging Chica's workshop animation. I get again, but it was because they didn't have an animator at the time, so I'll give them some slack. Now they could have used a better animation to recycle, but that's just me. Yeah. Anyways, Little Red Chica, again, not again very good skin, and I like the details when you go inside of her, when you go into like her chest area, you could see the endoskeleton, which was very cool, and then the red hood works really well, and then the basket with the muffin instead of the cupcake, pretty creepy. I like it. Oh boy, I got a lot to say about this one. Okay, this skin is awesome in terms of design. Like it's like S tier in terms of design, but the animation is way too jittery. It's so slippery. It makes no sense. Like Frostbear, he doesn't have that much ice on him. He just came back from a freezer with a little bit of frozen ice cream on him. This is just exaggerated as hell. But the animation alone is what keeps it good. It's a great skin, just with a very annoying animation. It would go right around like Flaming Springtrap levels if it was like, had a better animation. But they did not give that better animation to us. Very unfortunate. It's a shame too because I love this skin so much, but the animation just sucks so much. I hate the animation but love the skin. It's just so I'm so mixed on it. Let's just move on. Next up, we have the Totem Bake skin from Forsaken AR. It released for Forsaken AR's first anniversary. I think Celebrated Freddy released along with Nate the Cube. But regardless, this was also another one. This was another. This is another good skin. I think Oversweet Frostbird design is a little bit better than it, but I still think the animation is a bit recycled. But considering that it was Forsaken AR's first anniversary and the skin is still great for what it is, I just had to place it above. Great skin galore. What do we got this time? High score to Ichika. Now, now, this I prefer over System Air Toy Bonnie, and let me explain why. the blue color on her is beautiful. The uh, like the 8-bit cupcake was a nice touch in the workshop animation. The high score bib was really cool, and her in-game mode was her in-game mode looks incredible. Like the red texturing all over the arm, all over the limbs, the game over babe on the chest, and her beak is off along with red eyes. It's more of a reddish purplish aura instead of a pure dark blue aura. Overall, a great skin. Next up, we have 8-bit Candelora. Now all out of all of the Winter 2024 event skins, this one was my least favorite, but that doesn't mean it's bad though. I think Candelora still has a lot of effort put into her, and I really like the workshop animation. The colors is going into the sprite along with the added music in the battle. It's all very cool stuff, and a pretty big step up over Clockwork Ballora. Next up, we have Frankentoy, one of the few removed skins throughout the game, along with Ghost Trap and Plush Crow. Pretty sad to see him go because he was honestly a pretty good skin. Sure, he didn't stick out that much compared to the other Toy Freddy skins like Woodland, Aeronaut, and especially VR, but he was still a good skin nonetheless. I really do get some Dreadbear vibes with him, especially with the eyes and the overall texture of the suit. I like the color scheme used on him. It overall works really well with Toy Freddy's design. Very awesome stuff. Another Toy Freddy skin in a head, we have Woodland Toy Freddy, the very first skin of the Haunted Forest event. This is probably the fan favorite among the event, and I can definitely see why. Woodland Toy Freddy has a lot of details in his body, like the cracks from the wood, the mushrooms growing inside him, and the staff, the wooden staff, show that he means business. And the head shape really does suit the event. It really does make him look like a tree, and it's Groot. It's basically Groot Freddy. He stole that from Freddy Fazbear 247. But anyways, yeah, Woodland Toy Freddy, great skin. And next up, we have Boulder Toy Bonnie. Now, a lot of people will do actually prefer Woodland Toy Freddy, and I actually did for a while. And who knows, that opinion might change. But for right now, Boulder Toy Bonnie is above Woodland Toy Freddy for me. Both of which are great skins, though. This skin definitely looks a lot more creepy and does what Sunken Toy Bonnie failed to do. I really like the textures of the suit. The boulder sounds are very nice. And he does look very creepy with the eyes. And the overall modeling is done very, very well. Next up, we have Sugar Rush Balloon Boy. Now, I didn't really like this skin at first, but now I actually think this is probably the skin that grew the most on me. Like I didn't really like it because of purely the sound effects. It sounded really sus and weird. The overall design was fine, but I just didn't really like the sound effects. But over a while, I started to grow on the design a lot more than I used to, and I started to really like the skin. I really like the colors used around him. It looks really, really nice, and the fact that he's a harder version of Balloon Boy makes it pretty cool as well. We had that with Negate Rainbow Freddy and Shamrock Freddy, and now we get it for another animatronic. Very nice. But yeah, that's all I had to say about Sugar Rush Balloon Boy.
So let's move on. Although something I completely forgot to mention, and this is something I should have done earlier. This was a big oopsie. But when Boulder Toy Bonnie first came out, I actually predicted what this. I actually predicted this skin. This was the only skin that I actually predicted. I mean, the Haunted Forest event looked like it was going to be toy animatronic, so I was actually expecting Toy Bonnie to get a skin of some kind. And when Illumix gave us the Boulder teaser, the Boulder like hint, when they gave us the Boulder hint, I instantly said Boulder Toy Bonnie. That's literally it. But yeah, sorry this is a bit off topic, but it was something that I like to get off my chest. Anyways, next one. This is gonna be another hot take of mine, but I actually really like Frostbite Balloon Boy. Sure he doesn't resemble Balloon Boy very well, aside from the sign and mace, but I think the design itself looks really, really good. He does look really creepy. He's the mace does show he means dominance, and the icicles are a very nice touch. And the fact that he has like a little like like a little ice like hole in him. That's a very nice touch. I really like that. But yeah, a lot of people don't like Frostbite Balloon Boy purely because he just doesn't resemble a FNAF character because of the lack of joints. And I get that, but if the design is really really good and it has a decent animation of some kind, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. If the design can carry if the awesome design can carry if the awesome design is there, that's good enough for me. And they also you also gotta have a good workshop animation of some kind. But yeah, sorry, I'm still on the sickness trip. I think I'm almost through it though. I'm almost through it though. But yeah, this was Frostbite Balloon Boy, a very underrated skin in my opinion. Moving on to one of the more liked skins among the Winter Wonderland event, Arctic Ballora. Some people actually debated on Arctic Ballora being the best skin from this event, and while I do still prefer Black Ice Frostbear, Arctic Ballora is still a very awesome skin. And, and the icicles growing on here look really, really, really sick. It, the blue color they used was a perfect choice. And the overall workshop animation looks splendid. And my favorite thing about the skin is the new music when you fight her in battle. It's a very beautiful tune, and it honestly ups up Ballora's creepy factor, in my opinion. Now this skin probably gets around the same treatment of Black Ice Frostbear. Some people prefer Black Ice, some people prefer Arctic. I prefer Black Ice, but Arctic Ballora is still awesome too. An amazing skin. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I don't really care. Coming up next is Clown Springtrap. Clown Springtrap is by far the most hated Springtrap skin in the entirety of Five Nights at Freddy's AR. But honestly, I don't really care. I know the skin has its fans, and I'm joining them. Clown Springtrap is the most underrated FNAF AR skin. The most underrated skin in the entire game. And let me explain why. First of all, I really like its design. I really do like what they did for his design. The design looks really, really cool. It's really awesome for what they did with Clown Springtrap. I really like the hammer. I think the costume looks really good, although it does make him a little bit thick, which is one of the biggest reasons why people hate Clown Springtrap because it's too thick. But I really like the permanent. But I really like the permanent smile. I really do like. I really don't mind the purple hair. The mismatched eyes are really cool as well. I don't really have that much to say on the skin over other than I love it. Now, this isn't better than the other Springtrap skins, don't get me wrong, but it's still a skin that I really wish got more love. Although it's glad to see that the Forsaken players like this skin, so that's cool. Talk about details. Katrina Toy Chica up next. Wow, this skin is beautiful. All the details going through Toy Chica's costume, all the flowers, the color palette, uh, it being very dark suits her very well. The cupcake, ink, having a skull on it, and the purple like, well, well, the purple stuff on the back. I don't know what you call them, but it's very beautiful. Overall, this is the better skin compared to High Score Toy Chica, in my opinion, of course. With all, given from its design and the overall details of the skin, and just overall how much effort there was placed into it. Now, a lot of people did hate the skin mainly because of the unnecessary, the unnecessary addition to the Halloween event, but I didn't mind it that much. Next up, we have Adrian. I just like this guy's model. Well, I think it fits Scourgeon Adrian very well, and the bird was a nice touch. I like the color palette, I like the overall model of the skin, and it looks really good. The cat, and the cat definitely doesn't look like Candy. I'm on to you guys. But it's regardless, Adrian got a pretty good dev skin in my opinion. Now, I didn't like it as much. I don't like it as much as I used to, but I still like it. I still like it enough to put it above the others. And he's just overall appealing to look at. And his variations are awesome though. So yeah, fantastic skin. Next up, we have Dark Water Bear Endo. That's a bit of a mouthful, but it's whatevs. Um, yeah, a very creepy skin. This was actually the startup of the Wicked Tides event. I really like all the new model changes. The workshop animation actually you had some work on it, unlike Sunken Toy Bonnie's workshop animation and a little bit Piranha's. But regardless, this skin is cool. This skin is cool. Cool. I like the blue and all the other colors on him. I like the model changes. I like how creepy it is. It just looks like an anglerfish, honestly. That's what it's based off of. Now, I do think the name could have been better instead of just Dark Water Bear Endo. It could have been just like Angular Endo. Regardless, though, very, very cool skin, and it goes into the roster of the many great skins that Lumix made. Next up, we have Chocolate Chica, released in the I believe it was, yeah, the 2023 Easter event. Now this was a pretty fun event indeed, and because of the fact that we got the two skins that we've been waiting on heavily for this game, and we finally got them. Chocolate Chica looks really good, and even though her workshop animation is very basic, the overall design does look appealing. The overall chocolate textures is all over her, and the fact that it just looks good overall. There's nothing really wrong to say with it other than the basic workshop animation. And the fact that this skin of all things gives you a rare icon is worth noting as well. With that said, though, while this skin is great, while the skin is great for what it is, we could do better. And this is how we make it better. Chocolate Freddy has more chocolate splats all over him, but the overall texturing looks looks more natural, and the microphone is a nice touch. The pink hat and bow tie is cool. The blue nose, the texturing overall just looks really good, and the inside of the chest. Whew. But you know what I was saying about the workshop animation? I don't really. Normally, I wouldn't showcase these workshop animations, but I'll make this one exception because it's one of the funniest in the entire game. Oh, oh yeah. Do I need to say any more, dude? All right, all right. Like he wins over Chocolate Chica any day. All right. Overall, phenomenal skins. Both were phenomenal skins. Next up, we have Heartsick Baby from the Heartstoppers event. Heartsick Baby is it's just a great skin. The color palette being used on here, it works really well. The wings look good. The overall colors look appealing. The bow and arrow is a nice touch because Cupid, and and the overall model is just really cool to look at and a big step up from Brother Baby. Of course, in my opinion. Two baby skins in a row. What do we got this time? Claw Machine Baby. Easily the best circus baby skin that we have gotten. The colors are probably the best executed here. I really loved these two skins right here, Ferris Mangle and Claw Machine Baby. They were really awesome. They were really awesome skins, and this one is pretty awesome too. Ferris Mangle, well, I will get into later though. Now, I actually used to like this skin more than Ferris Wheel Mangle, but after a while, I just decided that Ferris Wheel Mangle was better mainly because of her design. Regardless, sorry about that. Regardless, the colors are the best well executed here. I like the overall concept of the skin. I like the claw. I like the claw. I like the chest being like an arcade like being an actual claw machine, and then the Freddy plush that she's holding. Very cool. I really love this skin. It's awesome. Another skin that will be missed heavily, Plush Crow. Now, now when it came to the Frightful Folly event, it was honestly a great event. All the skins were really good, and they had some really cool features. With Plush Crow, we had the really cool design and the environment. The environment is honestly second place with Piranha Plush Trap's environment. I almost said Frost Plush Trap. Jeez. But yeah, the reason why I like this skin's design is that it just I think Plush Trap works really well in this skin. Now, the reason why these skins were removed is because Moth, a former developer, I think former, I don't know if Moth, I don't think Moth is still working on the game right now. I don't think, but Moth requested that these skins were removed due to his lack of development throughout the game. I think that was, yeah. Which is pretty sad because I'm gonna miss these skins, and they were very fun to unlock, and it just honestly feels like that we just unlocked them for nothing now that they're gone. But don't attack the developer, please. I really don't want that. But yeah, Plush Crow, phenomenal skin. I'm gonna miss it. I'm really getting emotional now. Yeah, another skin I'm gonna miss. Ghost Trap. This was honestly a very cool skin. It honestly fit Springtrap really well, and it showed Springtrap some dominance. And this was really the only Springtrap skin we had, and after corruption, and now it's been taken away from us. God damn it. Regardless though, this skin is just awesome with the scythe if being there, the overall all creepy workshop animation and design, and it just looks really creepy and really cool. Gonna miss it so much. Let's just move on. Oh god. Okay, so another skin that's removed. Geez, we're going into a lot of we're going into a lot of removed skins here, but I wanted to count it because why not? Rosie Maple, quite the creepy skin honestly because of the face and the overall design. This was Moth's skin, I believe, and they did a great job with this skin honestly with all the model changes. And it does look pretty creepy, and it looked really awesome in game. Don't really have that much to say other than it's a really, really cool design. Moving on to a skin that's still in the game, Corruption. Now, you obviously know what dev skin this belongs to. This one belongs to Orton Long Gaming. And I gotta say, this dev skin works really well. It does give off a lot of toxic Springtrap vibes, but in a good way, honestly. Now I did have to use some April Fool's footage, but it doesn't look that different. There's just some more white particles on him. Um, but but regardless, it's still pretty much Corruption. That's really it. Otherwise, Corruption, great skin. It had a pretty cool workshop animation, and yeah, overall, not a bad one. Definitely not a bad one. A great one. Don't really have that much to say on it. It just looks cool. It just looks really cool. Starting out with the one that started it all. Well, Shamrock Freddy. Now, in my personal opinion, even though this skin does look very basic, I actually think the skin aged pretty well in my personal opinion. And let me explain why. Because mainly because Shamrock Freddy, mainly because of the green shading on him, the golden microphone and necklace looks really nice, and the green top hat and bow tie. I think that's a leprechaun top hat, but yeah, I would have liked it more if it had like a gold, like it had like a gold pot. But then again, this was a Lumix's first skin, so that'd be awesome. And no, I better not see anyone that thinks Frostbear is a skin. I'm tired of hearing that. But yeah, but yeah, Shamrock Freddy. But yeah, Shamrock Freddy. Honestly, a perfect start in my opinion. I really love him. He's very nostalgic for me. Up next, we have Serpent Mangle, the in the Ancient Equinox event, I believe. Honestly, I used to like this skin a lot more than the Magician Mangle, but opinions have changed once again. This is still a good skin though, and that part hasn't really changed that much. The colors on the skin look very nice, and the flower on the neck is really cool, and the overall concept of the skin it does make it look very appealing. The sun and moon is also a very nice touch, and the endo, being a snake as well, and the overall gold and the golden endoskeleton as well. This ain't bad at all. This is not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Well, it's actually very good. Now, the reason why I don't like it as much as Magician Mangle is because, Magician Mangle had a cooler workshop animation. I think the color scheme was more interesting and it fit more with Five Nights at Freddy's. Regardless, though, this skin is great too. Speaking of Magician Mangle, she's actually next. This skin I didn't really like at first, but now I consider it one of my personal favorites. Magician Mangle has a really cool workshop animation, really cool color scheme, and the overall concept does work. The wand the endoskeleton is using, along with the bunny ears, you can actually see some cards on her. You can see some of the cards in her endoskeleton. The hat The hat is a nice touches too, because the magician and the saw blades are just really cool, and the floating knives. Once again, it's fantastic, and this is definitely my second favorite Mangle skin, but I do believe there is a better Mangle skin coming up next. Well, actually, more in the future, but in the future of this video. But regardless, Magician Mangle, I really love this skin, and in my opinion, this skin definitely needs more love.
Yeah, at the very least, needs more love than it already has. A lot more. Because some people do like this skin, but I still think there's a majority that doesn't really care for it that much. I just disagree. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, we have Hexacomb Foxy. This skin honestly looks like it came from the Arcade Mayhem event, at least a little bit, with the purple hook and the purple texture around not only the suit but also the endoskeleton. They really overdid it with this one, but in a good way. I like the color. I really love the colors, and it overall just looks appealing, and I'm glad I got it. It the workshop animation sounds are actually pretty cool as well. Overall, awesome skin. Next up, we have Nate the Cube, which is apparently a Springtrap dev skin for some reason. Regardless, though, this is a pretty unique skin, and it honestly gives me some Animdube vibes. I really like the variations that the skin carry, and and the in-game animations looks really cool too. The overall texture looks really good, and you could tell that, and you could actually tell that there was actually some effort put into it. It's not just a blocky figure or with nothing added to it. There's actually some really cool stuff going for it. But yeah, that's really it. Oh wait, no, that's not it. I gotta share. I gotta share my favorite memory of this skin now. All right, next one. Next one. This is funny. This is funny. Next up, we have Negate Rainbow Freddy, Forsaken's first skin in the game, if you don't count Forsaken. Now, much like Shamrock Freddy, Negate Rainbow Freddy actually carried. Negate Rainbow Freddy actually carried read a harder version of Freddy when summoning him through a lore, which that's pretty cool. I also really like I also really like the new textures that he's been given. Like now the colors just go move around now. I can't show the footage here just because I couldn't find it, but it's a very beautiful skin and by far the best Freddy skin, hands down. Like hands down. Oh boy, the fan favorite, Flaming Springtrap. My god, is this skin awesome. The fire effects are so goddamn cool. It works so well with Springtrap's character. All the fire effects are just really are just the fire effects are really amazing on the skin. And once again, I'm gonna show the workshop animation of the skin to honor its amazing animation. Just look at this. Yeah, that was sick. But yeah, yeah. It's not my favorite Springtrap skin though. Still think there's actually a couple more that I want to share off. But for now, let's move on. Now we have Piranha Plush Trap, easily the best plush trap skin we have ever
gotten. And I don't think that's really going to change anytime soon. This this skin is just phenomenal. I mean, just look at it. All the details on the skin, all the spikes going, all the spikes going throughout, and the and the rigid sharp teeth, and the eyes. It just gives you, it just gives you the feeling that you don't want to be near this creep. But yeah, the design is phenomenal. First off, but second of all, the environment. The environment is easily the best part of this skin. The environment, just look at the water effects and just look at everything that has been placed into this environment. It's really beautiful stuff. And overall, Piranha Plush Trap is the biggest step up that Frost Plush Trap could ever ask for. However, I can't put it up any higher because as much as I do love this skin, I will say he's not as memorable as the rest. But even so, this is a skin that I hold dearly to my heart. Anyways, next one. Up next we have Ferris Mangle. Easily the best Mangle skin, and let me explain why. First of all, the color scheme is definitely the best out of all the Mangle skins. The design is phenomenal and is by far the most impressive of all the Mangle skins, and just works for the Mangle character. And and when you combo this skin with certain CPUs, you're gonna have one hell of a monster with this one. But yeah, Ferris Wheel Mangle, she's just sick. My God, is just a very sick skin, very peak, very poggers. Now here's a skin with a whole lot of passion. Aeronaut Toy Freddy is a fantastic skin. To start off, the detail is phenomenal. Well, once again, though that's a common trait with most skins, but the suit that Toy Freddy is wearing, my God, does it look badass? You got the monkey wrench, you got the eyes, you got the inside of his stomach, like, and you get the overall sound effects from the workshop. It is just a very pleasing skin to look at. Very awesome. But it's not as awesome as this guy, Jetpack Balloon Boy. Easily the best Balloon Boy skin we've ever gotten. The detail is phenomenal. First off, the balloons from the overall body to the sign to the freaking balloon. It's an overall really cool skin to look at. The whole sign with "Let's Fly," the overall jetpacks it's placed onto Balloon Boy. This is actually a skin I would actually see with Balloon Boy. Frostbite BB and Swamp BB were pretty good, but this is just next levels of awesomeness. And the workshop animation, since this is a jetpack related skin, he can fly, boy. Yeah, awesome. But yeah, let's move on. Jetpack Balloon Boy, he's just sick. Oh God. Toxic Springtrap, one of the most beloved skins in the entire game. Once again, Toxic Springtrap just looks awesome. From the overall purple color that they used, ooze to the like the and all the purple toxic goo placed on all over Springtrap. It's just it just this is like okay, so this is one of the first skins to like get radical model changes. Like, you could say VR Toy Freddy and Chocolate Bonnie did have some model changes, but this is just next level. This is next level. This is just this is just perfect. This is a perfect FNAF AR skin. Love Toxic Springtrap. He is just so goddamn cool. But this skin right here, this is the best Springtrap skin, and I will fight, if anyone disagrees. Okay, I'm just kidding. Regardless, Curse is just the perfect Springtrap skin. Like, first off, all of the armor surrounding Curse. Like, this is what Springtrap needed after getting trolled into being a clown. And the shield is just really cool. Well, I think the workshop animation is very nice as well, although I won't show it. And even though Illumix kind of screwed him over, Forsaken fixed it. Forsaken kind of fixed the animation that Illumix gave him, which I still don't like that they did that. The overall feathers, while the feathers do look a bit real, while the feathers do look a little unrealistic, I could go easy on that considering it's a 3D kind of. It's a, it's like a 3D like render, so it's gonna be hard to make the feathers look realistic. Overall, with all the awesome armor put into Curse, there's with the overall concept of the skin and just the overall badassery of Springtrap skins, I'd say that this this skin, in my opinion, is the best skin that Springtrap has ever gotten. And mainly for its details, the design, and the overall how much it works with him, which it does very well. We're really going there now with these FNAF AR skins and Forsaken skins, but Ringmaster Foxy. Best Foxy ever in the history of forever. The coat that's on the coat that's on Foxy, the whip that's on him, the hat, the white texture, and the symbol right here. I always really liked the symbol on here with Ringmaster Foxy, but the coat, the whip, the hat, it's just really smooth along with the keys. Man, this is just a phenomenal skin right here. It's just phenomenal, and definitely one of my all-time favorite skins of all time. Next up, we have Glitchsaken's remodel. Now, when it comes to OG Glitchsaken, I think OG Glitchsaken is all right. It's around a little bit above Easter Bonnie, but it didn't really like it didn't really stick out to me that much. But now, this skin is just awesome. Now, the overall purple texture gives me some really awesome VR Toy Freddy vibes. The overall model is just really impressive, and it honestly looks like something from FNAF Plus. It also gives me some Glitch Trap vibes as well, mainly for its animation. And then how he just changes color too as the animation progresses. It's all really wicked and awesome stuff. But anyways, yeah. This is hands down the best dev skin that Forsaken has given to us. Whew. Now the skins are really rocking. We have Black Heart Bonnie. Now, this, in my opinion, is one of the best 2021 skins that Illumix has given us. The design is really awesome. The whole Blackheart or the whole Blackheart Bonnie concept really works for Bonnie, and it honestly makes him stand out because most of his skins are just Easter themed. And I really like I really like the sound effects in the workshop, and the overall withering is amazing. Easily one of the best skins that we've gotten, hands down. As a bonus, he looks very broken down the more and more you send him out to collect parts, and he actually changes quite a bit. I'll just let you guys figure that out for yourselves. But anyways, yes. But yeah, Blackheart Bonnie, he's just really sick. I love him. Next up, we have the best of all of the old skins. In my opinion, the best of the old skins is easily Chocolate Bonnie. And, you may be asking, how did this get above Glitch Saken and Blackheart Bonnie? And all of the other skins like Toxic Springtrap and Curse? Let me explain why. Chocolate Bonnie, in my opinion, is one of the most nostalgic skins in the entire game. And nostalgia isn't the only reason going for it. No, he actually looks good. Like, like, like some of the, like some people may say that Chocolate Bonnie does look a bit more orange, but I really don't mind it. I really don't mind it. As one of Illumix's very early skins, this is impressive. This is really, 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 really impressive. I love this skin so much. It is in my opinion, the best Bonnie skin that we have gotten, and mainly from its design, the bite marks that's been going on, that has in his stomach right there, and the overall colors. The overall colors look very, very appealing, and this is definitely a skin that this is one of the more memorable skins in my opinion. So I'd say it deserves the spot. It's okay if you disagree with me. This is just my opinion overall, but I love the skin for sure. Next up, we have Flamethrower Bear Endo. My god, I love this skin so much. First off, the endoskeleton. First of all, the molded endoskeleton looks really cool, and the flamethrower, being there, looks ridiculous. But like Chocolate Bonnie, it's kind of executed very well. It's an overly simple skin. It's just Bear Endo, but molten with a flamethrower. But but it just works so well. It just works so goddamn well. And the helmet is really cool too. I think this skin is definitely the best Endo skin, as you couldn't tell. Now, I can't put it any higher because even I'll have to admit it is pretty basic compared to some of these other skins. But even so, I'll happily give it and say that this is a phenomenal skin. It is pretty much perfect for what it is. Next up, Black Ice Frostbear. Black Ice Frostbear is I'm starting to run out. I'm starting to run out of things to say for these skins, honestly, because I've been covering so many of them. But Black Ice Frostbear, this is a perfect skin for Frostbear, and let me explain why. It takes the overall concept of an Icy Freddy. It takes the overall concept of Icy Freddy, but it feels like Black Ice Frostbear. It feels like Freddy Frostbear just became mutated. Like it just became like he just fell into fell into some sort of overly cold sewer, and then just transforms his ice to become more spikier, more threatening, and transforming his staff into the deadliest weapon, into the deadliest possible weapon. And I did not think there was going to be a better skin for him. I did not think, because this is just the perfect skin. Black Ice Frostbear just, it's just the perfect Fnaf AR skin. It's, yes, it's a reskin of Frostbear. Yes, it is just a reskin of Frostbear, but it works so well here. And this further proves that Black Ice Frostbear isn't a skin to you all. So so yeah, suck on that. That was a joke, by the way. Sorry. But anyways, Black Ice Frostbear. There's nothing. There's absolutely no way he can be beaten. And wait, what? Then this masterpiece of a skin came here, and I don't know how many people prefer Geode Frostbear over Black Ice Frostbear, but I'm one of those people. I am one of those people for sure. First of all, the variety of colors is actually very nice. You got a mix of purple and gray. You know, Frostbear has been turned into partial stone and partial like amethyst. You know, you get a pickaxe there. You even get the hat. And the hat itself even is geo, just like how Black Ice Frostbear's hat was just pure ice as well. It is just, oh my god! This is, I could not imagine a better skin for Frostbear than this. Like, Black Ice Frostbear was amazing, but this is just next level, dude. Like, the purple amethyst, the purple amethyst all around him, the fact that he's partially stone as well. How can you make a Frostbear skin that beats this? I really want to know. Like, how can you possibly make a Frostbear skin that beats this? Like, I really want to know. Anyways, moving on. Sweet Tooth Jacko Chica. Sweet Tooth Jacko Chica. Now, this skin is beautiful. This skin is nothing but beautiful. Well, you got the candy corns for the teeth. You get the pumpkin as like a giant piece of candy or some sort. I think that's like, I think that sweet pumpkin's name is like John, I think. Not John Mendoza, but you know, John. I think, like, I don't know, like John Baker, I think it was. I don't know. What I do know, this skin is perfect. Like, the overall texturing is phenomenal. Well, the candy corn for the fingers and teeth are really cool. Well, the overall, again, the overall texture. I'm starting to run out of things. I'm starting to run out of things to say for these skins, and I don't really have anything to say about them other than it's it's hard to top such beauty like this skin. However, it can be done with 4 more skins. This is just the 5th spot. This is just the 5th spot. Come on. If you're a normal viewer of my channel, you know that this was coming. Woodcarver Funtime Freddy. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, this skin is good. I mean, this is basically Woodland Toy Freddy 2.0, even though it's a completely different animatronic, but regardless, the wood textures are phenomenal. The hat, the whole, like, square-like textures is really cool. The Christmas tree inside of him, and the bonbon unpresent. That honestly looks a lot bigger than your average bonbon. But, yeah, there's nothing more to really say on this skin. I just really love this skin so much. It is a perfect Funtime Freddy skin, and I couldn't imagine a better skin for Funtime Freddy. Although there's still 3 more skins left, and we're gonna be getting into them right now. At the 3rd spot, the bronze medal for best Forsaken / FNAF AR skin, and the gold medal for the best Forsaken AR skin overall, Holiday Spirit Molten Freddy. Now, when I was recording this skin, I just said he's pretty peak, but he's more than pretty peak. This skin is the best. This skin is the best that we have seen from Forsaken AR, and they're gonna have to work their asses off if they want to top this one. And I wouldn't blame Forsaken if they would want to top this one, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. all I can say is that I wish them luck because this is gonna be a hard as hell skin to top. Like the overall fiery textures are pretty much the same as Flaming Springtrap, but the workshop animation, it just holy crap. Let me play it out for a bit. Like, look at that. You got the bag. He's floating around the bow tie, the Christmas hat. Oh my god. Yeah, no, you're not topping this, Forsaken. These three skins that I'm going to be going into, this is one of the three. I think these three skins right here, I do not think Forsaken can top these three skins. But they can of course try, but I don't think it's really gonna happen because this is just like this is like Flaming Springtrap. This is like Flaming Springtrap's concept, but on Molten Freddy. Well, Flaming Springtrap's fire effects with a different concept for Molten Freddy. Like Molten Freddy is a ghost, and Molten Freddy is a ghost, and he has he's got the bag, he's got the floating corpses. He's not overly spaghetti anymore. He's just like a full on monster spirit that's gonna be ruining your holidays. But yeah, love the skin so much. We're getting into the top two. We are so goddamn close. Coming at number 2, literally missing the number 1 spot, we have Great Escape Golden Freddy. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. This is such an amazing FNAF AR skin. And this is definitely the best skin from 2021. Some people could consider this the best FNAF AR skin, and I wouldn't blame them, me personally, because just look at all the details. Like, Golden Freddy is all beaten up, all covered in chains, and it's just overall, and it was locked up in the cage, and the workshop animation is just the icing on the cake. My God. How can you top such an animation like that? Like that is just, and this is like the most impressive animation that Illumix has ever made. And this is why Infested Golden Freddy really pissed me off when he released for Forsaken, because they were trying to take such inspiration from Great Escape Golden Freddy, but ultimately made something like 100 times worse. And the Forsaken developers themselves said that skin was the worst. When a skin is that bad to the point where the developers said that they fucked up, it means they really fucked up. You cannot just take something like Great Escape Golden Freddy and just make it worse. That was wrong, and I'm glad that Forsaken improved. With that being said, though, that was a bit of a rant, but yeah, I'm glad Forsaken is doing better now. Oh, with their skins. That being said, though, I don't mean to attack them, though. Need to clarify that now. But yeah, Great Escape Golden Freddy. I love the skin so much. It was so close in the number 1 spot, but I think you guys know what the number 1 spot was. And it should be pretty obvious by now. Finally, We've reached the number one spot. I've been working on this for a little while now, but I think I'm finally done. VR Toy Freddy. Waiting to gush about this guy.
Okay, why exactly do I love VR Toy Freddy so much and consider him the best skin ever? Let me explain why. First of all, the texture. This is hands down the best texturing that Illumix has ever done, and the overall purple color just looks immaculate. The VR headset looks good on him too. Second of all, this is the biggest example of making a skin semi-simple, but works. It just works so well. And the fact, look at this, like, it's just moving around. It's just moving around him. Now, it does have the same animation as regular Toy Freddy, but still, the circuit boards going around him just looks immaculate. And holy crap. This looked, and this is gonna be really cool. VR Toy Freddy was the one that introduces multiple variations in gameplay. Like, no joke. When you go in battle, VR Toy Freddy, he turned from purple to orange, and he has the VR headset gone, and has green irises coming through his eyes. And the whole circuit boards thing still implies he's to the in-game mode. And the fact that this was the skin that kicked off of the whole different variations in gameplay makes for a phenomenal skin. And VR Toy Freddy hasn't been beat ever since. Like, he wasn't always my favorite skin, but for a long while now he has been. And I'm confident to say now that VR Toy Freddy is the one skin in Fnaf AR that is impossible to beat. Holiday Spirit and Great Escape got very close, but they did not come to the levels of this VR god. He is a VR god. And VR Toy Freddy. He has the best texturing. He has the best colors, and he is the one, and he has the best overall idea. He has overall the best idea for a skin, because we all knew Toy Freddy was into video games, but who knew he had such a passion for VR games? Like, who honestly knew? VR Toy Freddy, he would go so much higher in S tier if he could. But he has to stay in there because, I don't do S pluses. But, with that said, we're finally done with this video. Thank God. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I've been working on this video a little bit late last night, because I was still sick, so I didn't have school to worry about, so I kind of worked on this video. I had to do 2 separate recordings to make this video. Also, if I forgot somebody, please let me know in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it, because, like, if I forgot somebody, I would obviously give my opinions on them. But, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you to Brandon Monster and Not Fredbear for the footage being used in this video. I will be linking both of them in the link in the description. Please go check them out. They really deserve it. Now, because Brandon Monster is a friend of mine, and I think Not Fredbear is a pretty cool non-commentator YouTuber. So, with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.